Compared to a lot of other genres, new 3D platformers are sometimes hard to find. What's even more rare is one with full local and online co-op that actually works. Boti Byteland Overclocked is a stunning new 3D platformer on the block, and you'll want to watch this one till the end to find out what might be a deal maker and what might be a deal breaker. In Boti Byteland Overclocked, you play as Boti, a robot in training under the watch of your informative and witty droids. After trying your best to improve shipping performance by overclocking the main supercomputer CPU, calamity strikes and you're now in search of a missing friend. The game starts off in a hub world area that feels like a futuristic beach party, and can I just take a moment to highlight Boti's visuals? Everything pops off the screen with a level of polish not often seen in smaller budget 3D adventures, and the robot meets shipping company meets beach vibe seems like an odd combo, but it all works well visually, which you'll see more of throughout the review. This hub world, by the way, can be expanded and has other functions, but more on that later. Boti's moveset is fairly simple with a double jump, ground pound, basic attack animations, and a visualizer for highlighting impending danger. It's a simple moveset but feels good to play, and additional mechanics are introduced to mix things up a bit. From the hub world, you depart to one of several sandboxy areas where most of the gameplay resides. These levels are surprisingly elaborate, and from here you'll platform away, collect to your heart's content, help an NPC or two, find secret skins, and engage in light combat sections. Combat and platforming are incredibly straightforward, with combat effectively being mash X and repeat, and this approach reminds me more of the Spyro-inspired platformers like KO the Kangaroo as an example. This isn't a game that's going to test your platforming limits, but it's still fun in a more relaxing, turn your brain off, and just vibe out kind of way. With that in mind, this could be a good one for newcomers to the genre, and in co-op, the lighter difficulty makes for a fun one for a partner or child. What stands out the most for me outside the visuals though are the small ways that break up the game's pace. I love the slide sections, which reward you for passing through every music note, as well as light hooking and puzzle sections that aren't brain busting but are still fun in their own way. It's something I desperately wanted more from something like Clive and Wrench, for example, but there is one thing those two games share in common, which leads me to the issues with Boti. While the first third of my time with the game felt super smooth and very well optimized, the cracks began to show in ways that brought my overall experience down. I regularly would clip through walls, clip through surfaces, had enemies not render or trigger to attack, cutscenes not triggering any audio, getting soft locked behind checkpoints with invisible walls, floors not working, and more. The developers are aware of a lot of these issues and are looking to fix them, but therein lies the problem. I mentioned in a previous review that I won't review what a game could be, but rather what it is. Well, what it is now is a game that isn't quite ready yet and declines in optimization as you play. Another issue is within the previously mentioned hub world. If you begin World 1 and continue, you'll proceed through each level without returning to the hub or even being prompted to. So if you play through the game like I did, it kinda renders those features as near useless, because why would I do any of that after I've rolled the credits? With all this in mind, Boti is still one of the most visually impressive 3D platformers of 2023. But with the litany of issues paired with repetitive, inconsistent voice acting and a confusing conclusion, I would say the best thing to do is to wait for a major patch before diving in. It has a very reasonable price tag, but being patient will likely reward you with a somewhat standard but still very enjoyable adventure overall. If I were you, I'd wishlist now and wait, because there's a really good game in here no doubt, but that's not a certainty on day one. Are you planning on picking this up? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave a like and make sure to subscribe for more 3D platforming and indie game goodness.